Hey, this is Matt Farmer with DEFY Wrestling at DEFYWrestling.com. I'm here at Pro Wrestling Post. How are you guys doing today?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing great. I'd like to thank Matt Farmer for joining us on this really special edition of the Pro Wrestling Post podcast. Thanks again, Matt, for your time and your energy.
I'm glad to be here, guys. Appreciate you guys having me on first.
This is kind of a long time coming, I'd like to think. And not just having Matt with us, we also have our West Coast correspondent, Philip Jones, also joining us. Thanks, Philip, for taking some time out of your schedule. I know you're at the show live. Pretty excited about having you a part of it as well.
It's great. We're getting ready. It's really loud out there, like this crowd normally is. So we're getting ready. Everyone's excited. You can feel it.
Definitely. Matt, so maybe you want to run us through how DEFY on Edge all kind of came about, the planning behind it. We're kind of running into 2019, but even getting to tonight and building towards it. How did that all happen?
Well, this is our last event of the year, so we're really excited about it coming together the way it has. We're proud of this card, actually. The thing is, and I was talking to my partner, Jim Perry, earlier today, and I was looking back through some of the notes that we had written out 6-7 months ago about where we'd like to be in December, and it's completely different. I mean, it's almost like the slate has been swept clean because there's been so many injuries, so many wrestlers getting signed, and we anticipated that happening. So it's wrestling, so you always have to be able to pivot.
Oh, definitely. So what was the initial plan? What did you initially have in mind?
Some of those initial plans I really can't talk about publicly just because some of the guys are now under contract, or they're almost on contract, or they're injured, or there were circumstances that, personally I don't want to get into. But
fair enough.
Originally, I could just say every match on the show has come about probably in the last 2 months, completely separate. For instance, like Joey Janela, that's the name I'll drop. Mm-hmm. He was originally scheduled to be on the show. So just having a guy like Joey Janela on your show and then having him, get injured, that completely changes the dynamic of the entire card.
Oh, definitely.
He's been here before. Yeah.
Well, and for one thing, I mean, the talent that you do have on the card, they've always stayed really dedicated and committed to DEFY, and been almost like a homegrown talent. Your King Cashes, your Shafts, and what do you think you can attribute to that and them staying so committed to DEFY and trying to help build up until today?
Well, one of the things we wanted to do when we set off to start DEFY was to focus on some local talent. However, it takes time and effort to groom those names. And I'm not talking about their name in the ring or their talent in the ring. Guys have talent, but you also have to put them in a position to where they can be seen as threats to national talent too. So, it's a struggle at times.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But the popularity that's grown around some of the guys and how they've generated a name and the interest, it seems like it's twofold. And moving into 2019, it may just as well continue to grow.
Yeah, definitely. We're really looking forward to 2019. Our next event is our anniversary show, January 19th in Seattle. We're really looking forward to that one.
Third anniversary? Second anniversary?
Second. Yeah, it'll be our third year. So.
Okay, so when initially DEFY had kind of come about, where did the brainchild to develop this promotion on the West Coast kind of all come about?
That would be Jim Perry, the owner of the company. He's the one that originally started the promotion and then brought me aboard. And from there on, we just kind of worked hand in hand to build this sucker.
And this sucker is like this ship that's growing astronomically. But even the Pacific West Coast, it seems like it's become a hotbed of talent. Where do you think that's all attributed to?
I think a lot of it has to do with just the entire industry as a whole. There's more places, there's more people dedicated to becoming actual serious professional wrestlers who want to get out there and travel, learn their craft the right way. It's interesting because DEFY as a company, and I know a lot of other promoters will talk about this, they're inundated with requests from wrestlers to wrestle for you. However, not all of them are fundamentally sound and capable of filling those positions. So it's kind of a weird position. It's a weird industry right now.
And where do you see the industry overall going? Because there's always this fear that talent all gets scooped up, but maybe that creates new opportunities for talent to continue to grow. But what's your take on it? Because you've kind of got your finger on the cusp of what's hot right now.
Yeah, wrestling's always changing. It's always evolving, and the thing is that you have to evolve with it. I mean, I'm kind of somewhat of a historian, and I've been following the business for a long time, and every few years it evolves, and you got to stay up with those evolutions. The way the industry is going to go right now, it's going to become a lot more independent, just simply because people are more independent-minded today. Mm-hmm. They think independently. They want to grow their own business. They want to be independent contractors. So.
And the idea of developing that brand and building up your brand is just as important. Talent.
Building a brand's hard, and it takes time,
yeah.
And care. So that's just something you have to do.
Now, fans that may not be aware, this past summer, bit of a working relationship DEFY had with Progress. Do those relationships, whether outside of the U.S. with DEFY, do you see that? Could that be something fans maybe look forward to in the coming year? Those working relationships with different promotions, or is it?
Yeah, we've actually hooked up a couple different working relationships that will be apparent in the next few months, actually. And internationally, yeah, definitely, we're going to be growing. We're going to be growing with some international partners as well as they're. It's kind of like a growth for both sides. They grow, we grow. So it's working hand in hand.
And I wouldn't even suggest to tip your hand onto who that is, but I think it's most important that fans just keep listening and following DEFY Wrestling so they know what to anticipate moving forward.
Yeah, definitely.
I know the card itself is stacked, but the announcement and the addition of Chris Ridgway has seemed to be a long time coming, and the name itself seems to be building. How did that all initially kind of come about? It's pretty exciting for those coming in to see this UK talent, right?
Chris was a guy that we've had our eye on for a long time. It's just he's been so busy in Europe, and getting some free dates on him has been challenging. But it's also a challenge of getting a guy into a new country that he's never been to before. So there's a lot of challenges. And little known fact, it's 7:18 right now. He literally got off the plane at 6:00.
Wow.
And went through customs and got his bags and everything like that. So, yeah, I'm sure he's tired.
And it's almost game time, so he's going to bring it. I'm definitely sure of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully he's not the first match.
No.
And we'd be hard-pressed if we didn't say Swerve and Shane Strickland and his part in DEFY and how important his name and his recognition and his commitment to the Pacific Northwest and DEFY has been. Maybe you could talk a little bit about Shane and the relationship that he's had both with yourself and your partner and the promotion.
Yeah, Shane is DEFY. That guy. That's a guy that we he main evented our first event with Cody Rhodes, and his attitude, his persona, his lifestyle, that's DEFY. And he was the guy that we looked at and was like, that's the guy we want to, hook our wagon to. We figured he was going to be growing as a performer, as a person, as a commodity, and in the last 2 years, he's just blown up. He's probably in the top 10 non-signed guys in the industry right now, at least in the United States, and so he is, he's one of our partners. He's a partner with DEFY, and that's how we look at him.
Now, fans that are also familiar with another promotion that Shane is tied to, PCW Ultra, kind of interesting dynamic kind of coming about, not suggesting anything necessarily, but fans that might have seen an unmasking of Penta Penta 0M, L0M, and Shane on the same card. Kind of wonder, could something happen? Maybe nothing happens. Retribution, titles on the line. It's a really exciting night to see in fans that are there. Where exactly is Defy on Edge taking place for those that want to maybe try and slip in and pick up those last-minute tickets?
You're going to have to be here at Washington Hall. We don't stream the episodes live, but you can find them at defyondemand.com. The only place to watch it is here in Seattle. So our online sales is closed. So if you get to Washington Hall right now, you can make it.
Fantastic.
You need to come here, Mark. You need to get here.
That is definitely it. Along with enjoying Seattle's wonderful coffee, which I've yet to experience. I mean, I'm Canadian, so we have Tim Hortons. That's really the long and short of what we have here. So it's I want to definitely experience that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a different atmosphere for sure.
Fantastic. Matt, I really appreciate your time. I don't want to take too much more of it. I'm hearing that there's a bit of a windstorm taking place. Hopefully it's a little settled there now.
Yeah. Yeah, and bell time's literally in 40 minutes, so yeah.
Fantastic. I'm going to let you go. Matt, thank you again for your time. And
thank you.
And definitely we'll connect. And thank you. I want to let everybody know, though, I've been connecting with Matt on a number of different occasions, maybe over the last 6 months. He's been really helpful, very accommodating. He's helped to coordinate a lot of the media that Defy's provided for us. We've spoken to Shaft, we've spoken to King Cash, and we've had the opportunity to actually put a voice to the name, and we really do thank you for your time and your energy, Matt.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
And looking forward to hopefully continued success and working with you as well.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
All right, I'm going to sign off too, Mark. I'm going to have to go back out in the hall, and it's really loud. I'll never hear you out there.
Not a problem, Philip.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Thanks a lot. On behalf
thanks.
on behalf of Philip Jones and Matt Farmer, this is Marc Madison for the Pro Wrestling Post podcast.